Hello, hello. I'm Court Morgan. Welcome to your practice. I'm super happy to have you here and super happy to share this stuff today because it's just like honestly some of my favorite things to do in my own practice. I grew up as a competitive swimmer and was also a skier and runner and also just generally kind of a klutz. And so I have had multiple bike accidents and all kinds of stuff under my belt. And a lot of that has really messed up my neck and shoulders over the years. And traditional yoga practices, hatha yoga practices, vinyasa definitely was not helping. And when I found somatic yoga, I felt the relief of my neck starting to unwind. And it was just like such a game changer for me. So I love being able to share this with people. I really like, there's nothing worse than chronic spinal pain, whether that's in your hips or your pelvis or your neck. And yeah, I'm really excited to be here with you. So the only thing you'll need today is if you have a mat, I would really recommend having like a blanket or a towel on top of it. That just increases the ability to slide because these mats are made to be sticky, right? And so like when the skin is in contact or your clothing is in contact, it doesn't let you slide around as easily. And we really want that smooth movement. If you don't have that available and you are wearing a shirt and you're on hardwood or you're on carpet, then I would recommend just getting rid of your mat. That way you're not just kind of like grabbing onto it. So we'll start by coming onto the back. This whole class is primarily going to be on the back. And let's just start with, if it's comfortable for you, to have your legs out nice and long. You can drop the arms by your sides. You could also rest your hands on your hips, truly whatever feels best for you. So it's really important in this practice to let there be moments of integration. So we come in and out of Shavasana several times. And those moments are just as relevant and just as important to the process of unwinding as the actual movements themselves. So as you come onto your back and you start to settle in a little bit, let's just invite a deep breath in through the nose. Then open the mouth, let it go. Okay, let's take another deep breath in. And then open the mouth to release. If you want to do that again, another couple of times, feel free. Just allow yourself to rest here, feeling the weight of the back of the skull on the ground, the weight of the shoulders, the back of the pelvis, and the heels. So you might notice if the head kind of rocks to one side, if it naturally rests a little bit more to the right or the left. You might also sense if one shoulder blade is making more contact with the floor than the other. And similarly with the hips, notice if one side of the pelvis feels like it's pressing into the ground a bit more. You could also feel if one side of the body feels a little bit shorter than the other, like maybe the right side or the left side feels a bit shorter, compressed compared to the other. So we're just taking inventory, taking stock as we begin. Right, so as we begin, let's go ahead and turn the toes up towards the ceiling or up towards the sky. Legs are about hip distance. You don't have to be too specific about that. Let's bring those hands to the hips. So we are going to begin with a little bit of pelvic balancing because often when there's some kind of imbalance in the lower part of the kinetic chain, it shows up in the neck. So just a little bit of this and we'll build off of it. So find those front hip points, those little bony knobs on the front of the hips. And with the toes pointed up to the ceiling, let's see if we can just press one foot towards the wall in front of you. And then exhale to release. And let's slide the other foot just a bit in front of the other, and then exhale to release. Great, so we'll inhale into the movement. And you can feel as the foot slides away, that hip point slides away too. You'll feel the waist lengthening a bit. Exhale. And let's inhale, move to the other side. And exhale, come all the way up. And let's just do that a couple more times, just like this. The legs are heavy. The heels are sliding on the ground or sliding on that blanket. That's why we have it here. Okay, maximum slidability. Right, and we move into the movement on the in-breath, which I know maybe feels a bit opposite if you are a heavy vinyasa practitioner. Right, so as we come back to the middle, now let's bring the arms into cactus arms, or little goalpost arms. And we'll coordinate reaching one foot and that same side arm away from each other. So it's a full side body stretch. And on your exhalation, come back to the center. And we'll do that on the other side. So inhaling, reaching foot and arm away from each other. And exhale to come all the way out. Let's do it again, just inhaling. And reaching and exhaling to release. And inhale, move to the other side. And exhale, let it go. So you might notice if there's any yawning or sighing that happens. You also might notice here, it might become more obvious if one side of the waist feels a little bit tighter than the other. It's really common on the dominant side hand or arm. It's like if you're right-handed, your right side might feel a little bit shrunk or shrink-wrapped. Right. And you're just letting the head move really naturally with you. So let's just one more time on each side. I know this practice is really slow. It can be hard to get used to, but so worth it. And as you exhale, come all the way back to the center. Go ahead and just drop the arms by the sides. Let the legs turn out and pause in Shavasana just for like 10 seconds. So notice any shifting in the breath, again, any yawning or sighing. Notice if it's possible to let the back body rest a little more fully on the ground. Okay. Then we start really simply with some of this head stuff. So keeping the neck really relaxed, just lull the head towards one shoulder. Yeah, so you're not even like picking it up and turning it, you're just rolling it side to side. So you just inhale as we roll the head, chin towards that shoulder. And exhale to come all the way out. Right, so just inhaling, rocking, and exhaling to release. And then we're just moving side to side. And again, just notice one side of the neck might be a little more stiff than the other. It's really common. And see if you can work. I know this is pretty countercultural too, but see if it's possible to work at like 65% effort, maybe 70% effort. So if you're somebody who pushes through stuff a lot and really is like a sensation junkie, one, I totally identify with you. And two, we just don't need to do it in this practice. It's not going to be helpful for you. Okay, so as you come back to the center, we can go ahead and pause, just letting the head drop into the center. Let's turn the palms so that the fingertips are down on the floor. Palms are facing the floor, arms are by your sides. Okay, and now like we did with the legs, let's slide one arm away from you. Great, and as you do that, let the head roll to the same side. So arm sliding away, chin towards that shoulder, and exhale to come out. And just go to the other side, so sliding second side arm away, letting the head roll in that direction as it will, and coming all the way out. And so you're just moving side to side, and let the arm lead the movement. So let the head be passive, let the neck be passive. You're just following along. And let the in-breath do the thing for you. Right, so really it is the breath, it's the ability to relax, it's this gentle sliding, rocking, gliding motion that's doing the work. It's not necessarily you having to effort. Isn't that awesome? So good. Okay, and then as you come back to the center, let's reach that first side arm again, and then turn your head opposite. So again, inhale here, and then exhale out. Right, so we reach second side arm, turn the head opposite, inhale, and exhale, come all the way out. All right, so let's do that again. So inhaling, sliding one arm, turning the head opposite, and exhaling out. And let's find your own breath pattern with it. So maybe that's slower, maybe it's faster than me. That's great. You got to follow your own rhythm. Nice. Let's again find one more on each side. Doesn't all have to get done in this one movement. And as you exhale, go ahead and release. Again, let the palms turn up. Let the back body relax. Allow yourself to release. Just feeling the weight of the body on the ground. Now we'll bend one knee at a time. Bring both feet to the floor. Okay. So with feet on the floor, I'd like you just to pause here. Find some little arches and flattens. So a really seed posture, like a really essential posture in any yoga practice, really in any movement practice. The ability to arch the back and then to round the spine, so mushing the back into the floor. Right? So as we inhale, go ahead and arch the back. Let the chin rock towards the chest. And as you exhale, smush the back into the floor. Go ahead and lift the chin towards the ceiling. All right. So we're just rocking. And you can feel the lumbar curve, so the low back starting to rock and to sway. And in the same way, the cervical curve or the neck curve is rocking, right, in opposition. That's so cool. Now we just inhale and find this chin to the chest. And exhale, back to the floor, lifting chin to the ceiling. Right, rocking on the skull, rocking on the cranium. Eyes can be closed. You don't have to do too much here. So much of this work, particularly when you're working with injuries or you're working with chronic pain stuff, is really about reteaching yourself to trust that the body can heal, right? You just have to kind of set the conditions and it will happen. And I know that might seem a little woo-woo, or it might seem a little like, nah, optimistic, particularly if you've been living with something for a really long time. And that's not to say that other interventions aren't totally valid and worthy when those are necessary. But there is a lot of stuff that can happen if we take the time, right? If we're a little bit consistent and we know how we're doing it. We know and have confidence that a little bit consistently is more effective than a lot every so often. Great. As you come back to the center, go ahead and pause. And again, you might just notice if the back body feels a little bit more available on the mat. Okay. Let's take the arms all the way out to the side like a T. Take your feet as wide as your mat. And as you inhale, we'll drop one knee in. Okay, go ahead and feel that side of the body. Feel that hip starting to arch, that low back starting to arch, and then exhale, come back. Right? And we'll take it to the other side. So just dropping one knee in, arching that side of the low back, feeling that hip internally rotate, and exhale to come all the way out. And we'll just do that a couple more times on each side. Again, breathing into the movement. Let those yawns happen. You might even open the mouth, right? And just see what happens as you kind of separate, move the jaw around. And last time here. Good. And then we come all the way back to the centers. Let's bend those elbows again into goalpost arms. So this is another variation of spinal undulation or a spinal wave. So as we inhale, go ahead and arch the back, press the backs of the arms to the floor. The chin will rock to the chest. On your exhalation, we'll roll over the backs of the arms, pressing the palms to the floor and let the chin rock up towards the ceiling. So it's almost like you're scrunching the back. And then inhale, again, arch the back, chin towards the chest. Exhale, chin reaches towards the ceiling. So you're kind of like the hungry caterpillar, palms pressing to the floor. That's what I imagine anyway. Inhale as you arch. And exhale as you round. Good. Again, do this a few more times. So this is really great, opening up the internal rotators of the shoulders, of the arms. Sorry, I'm like a super nerd, and I like to know what is happening and why it's in a sequence, so that's why I share it so often. I want to know how things work. So let's do that once more. And as you come back to the center, just making your way back into that starting position, backs of the arms to the floor, pausing, sensing, feeling for just a moment. Okay. Nice. We'll take the arms out to the side. This will be really nice if you have some adhesions through the front of the chest and the pectoral wall, which most of us do. So reach your arms as much as you can, pulling one arm away from the center, so you're almost slithering side to side, spreading the palms wide, and then come back to the middle, and we'll inhale, go to the other side. So you're almost doing this like little, I don't know, shimmy. The head will probably rotate. Right, and just let the head do what it's going to do. You reach one arm, head's probably going to rotate in the same direction. And as we come back to the middle, can you reach both arms away from each other, like you're trying to rip the center of the body in half? And as you reach away, start to float the arms, back of the hands away from the floor, spreading the palms nice and wide. And then slowly, slowly, we're going to try to take even like a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, to slowly start to lift the arms up. And I want you to feel really sensing into the chest, feeling those little chatterings that are probably happening. There might be a lot of shaking. That's great too. Remember the first time I did this, I felt like, oh my God, I can't believe that my arms are so heavy. And just gently lifting, taking the time, maybe about halfway there. And slowly, slowly feeling into the body. Slowly lifting the arms. Right, take your time. Maybe about a third of the way left. There might be some tingling, some vibration through the palms, maybe some tingling or vibration or shimmying, shaking, shimmering through the arms. And as you reach the arms up, they'll slowly start to come towards each other. And once they do, I'd like you to press the palms together. And as the palms press together, push the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Okay? And then keeping both arms straight. So try to keep those palms glued together. Both arms straight. Rock your ribs to one side. Turn your head the opposite direction of the hands. And then come back to the center. We'll reach fingertips up to the ceiling. Right? And then rocking the ribs over to the other side. Turn your head opposite. And so inhaling all the way over. Turning the head. And exhaling back to the center. Just feeling into this, going nice and slow. Let's find one more on each side. And as you come back to the center, again, root the palms together, so push them together, and then reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Now draw the shoulders away and down towards the floor. Okay, so we inhale, push up, feel that doming of the upper back, and then draw your shoulder blades down towards the floor. Arms stay straight the whole time. Let's just do that a couple more. Nice. Next time the arms reach up, we'll leave them up. Okay, let's take a hold of opposite elbows. And again, now we'll walk the feet together. Again, speaking of skiing, we'll think of this like mogul legs. So we'll take the knees over to one side, take your elbows opposite, like an old-fashioned typewriter. So let that elbow pull on the hand that's holding it. And then exhale, come back to the center. We'll inhale, go the other way. So just getting a sense of this. I'm rocking fully to the outer edge of my foot because my feet are kind of glued together. But if for you, your feet stay on the ground, that's totally fine. Okay. And you can exhale, come back. So really just moving in opposition here, right across the bias of the body. Okay, let's coordinate with the head. So as the elbows move one way, turn your head the same direction as the knees and exhale to come out. And we can do that again. Great. And just to the center. All right, so you're taking your time. Let's do it once more, twice more on each side. And when you're ready to release, go ahead and drop the arms by your sides, lengthen the legs long. Again, we'll pause, sense, and feel for the next 20 or 30 seconds. So noticing if the body feels a little softer. Noticing if the head can rest into the ground a little bit more easily. And from here, we'll interlace the hands behind the head. Then one knee at a time, bring feet back to the floor. Okay. This will be our last little sequence within this. So as we draw one elbow towards the wall behind, shrug that other elbow towards the opposite hip. So we're turning, finding a nice big side bend, turning the face to look at that wall behind you, and then exhale, come all the way out. Great, and you can turn the other way. So reaching one elbow, try to keep your elbows really wide so that this is truly a side bend, and maybe you don't go as far as you think, that's fine. Exhale to come all the way out. Yeah, so just shifting, opening, inhale, and exhale to release out. Let's do it again, inhale. And exhale out. I always think of this as like a very fishy move. Right, so yes, we're opening through the side body, we're opening through the lats, those obliques. We're opening through the triceps. You might feel this also on the internal rotators. They might be pulling a little bit. Very normal. And You're also letting the head turn at this very different angle than we normally do. So don't push, but also don't resist the head turning. Let it just rock as it will. And as you come back to the center, now we'll find the spinal undulation of this variation. So inhaling to arch the back. As you exhale, hug the elbows together, curl the chin to the chest, and use your hands to help pull the back of the head up. So we want to feel this as a neck stretch rather than a crunch. Inhale as we take the elbows wide. Right, spread the ribs, spread the front body. Exhale, hugging elbows together, rounding up. Nice. Just keep going on your own time, your own pace. That spreading of the shoulder blades happens by drawing those elbows together. So that's how you really start to open the rhomboids, the upper trapezius, those muscles that are often very tight, maybe a little weak or overworked in some cases. Okay, if you'd like to, then you're welcome to add a little bit of a twist. So as you curl up, go ahead and roll towards one shoulder and let your elbows move in that direction. And then we come back to the center and lower down, inhaling, take the elbows wide. And exhale as you curl up, right, taking the elbows the other way, just rocking to the side. Nice. We inhale back to the center. So keep going in that direction if that feels good, just moving side to side, finding all these different angles, opening up. You can feel the levator scaps as one of those big muscles of the neck that gets very tight, very tricky. Right? Proper breathing patterns have a lot to do with this. So we're doing so many different things in this practice. Feeling into the body, resetting some breathing. And honestly, if all that it is just taking the time to go slowly and to just be here, then that is worth so much. Nice. Next time, let's come up through the center just once or twice, curling chin to the chest. Really feeling that rounding. And this last time as you curl up, like just stay curled. And now you'll just shimmy a little bit side to side. So rocking from one shoulder to the other. Okay, so you can hear inhaling into that rock side to side and exhaling out. Nice. And as you come back to the middle, let's go ahead and release all the way down, dropping the arms, lengthen the legs, and we'll pause here. I'm just letting the body be heavy. Let's see if it's possible to relax through the eyes, to let the eyes gellify and release into the sockets. Softening the face. Relaxing the ears. Nice. Maybe noticing if that releases the brow for you. And let's let the back teeth part away from each other, like you have a marshmallow in the back between the upper and lower jaw. Allowing the tongue to fall away from the roof of the mouth. And feeling the shoulders, the arms, the hands drop into the floor. And you release the weight of the spine. the weight of the ribs. When you feel the back of the pelvis rooting down. And just letting go of the legs. So feeling free to stay here for as long as you want to. If you're ready to move, then just giving those fingers, your toes, a little bit of a wiggle. Maybe swallowing to clear the throat. And let's interlace the hands above the belly. We'll flip the palms, reach the arms. Take those arms long alongside the ears. Scoot the legs together and just take a nice big stretch. So you're just tractioning the spine. And from here, you can leave your left arm long. Bend your right knee. And roll to that left side. Just using your left arm as a pillow. And we'll leave the neck really loose. Leave the head heavy. Press down into your right hand and help yourself come up to a seat. So just orienting to this upright position, again, feeling the pelvis underneath you and balancing the skull right above. Join the palms, bow the chin. And we offer the benefits of our practice outward. So of course, may our practice continue to help us. May it continue to help us loosen the knots. May our practice be for the benefit of all beings. And may all beings everywhere be free. So thank you so much for your practice. Thank you so much for your time.